Welcome to Beyond the Slate, presented by the Vancouver International Black Film Festival, where you learn more about filmmakers and the stories behind their work. I'm your host, Sam Leger, and today we are excited to welcome award-winning writer and director Donald Conley. Donald's short film About Time will be streaming online at the Vancouver International Black Film Festival from December 13 to 17. So make sure you grab your tickets at vancouverinternationalblackfilmfestival.com. Donald, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Very welcome. How are you today?
I'm excellent, man. Weather's good here in Chicago. You know, at
Yeah,
this
even
at
though
this
I've
time
heard
of
it's a
year.
windy city.
It is. It can be. It can be. It was a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, no,
Okay,
it's chill.
chill. Excellent, excellent. Well, we would like to get to know you. So if you can let us know who's Donald Conley and yes, a little bit of your career so far.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a filmmaker from Chicago. Got my BFA at NYU studying film and television production out there. And I lived there for about 15 years working professionally, working in fiction and nonfiction films, long form, short form. And now I'm currently based in Chicago.
Excellent, excellent. And so right now we get to the point where we learn a little about time. But
Mhm.
before, we would like to know about your journey regarding filmmaking. What inspired you to become a filmmaker?
I feel like it was something that was always a part of my life, and I didn't really know it.
Mhm.
My grandfather loved television; he loved westerns. My father loved television, and I grew up, wanting to be closer to these men in my life, and so I spent a good amount of time sitting next to them watching television, and I just love story. But essentially, I started off as an actor. That's what I did in high school, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know what that meant in terms of seeking a professional career in it. So I
Mm-hmm.
was looking for something else to go to college for, and a teacher of mine suggested that I take a look at NYU. He heard that they had an excellent film program, and he said that if I went in that direction, I could do something a bit technical. And then also have the opportunity to put myself in my own films like Spike Lee. So I said, okay, well, why not?
Exactly. I don't know if you know, but we got them. We got the Spike Lee a month ago at the Montreal Black Film Festival. Definitely a great experience having to exchange with him. So, oh,
So
fantastic! Yeah, you got him as an example for your career. Fantastic. Uh,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing. Yeah, I was really
Okay.
just agreeing.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. No worries. So, okay, tell us a little bit about time.
Sure. About Time is a short fiction about two former lovers that meet coincidentally and decide to consent to a night of fun and rekindling. But essentially, both find a sense of closure through a very sobering conversation.
And I've been speaking to filmmakers, and they tell me there is always a connection between the filmmaker and the story they're telling. Ah, if you feel comfortable, you let us know if this is one experience of yours, or maybe I know someone or a friend.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny because it's not an experience that's very unique to me.
Okay.
But definitely, it was an idea that I was messing around with back when I was in New York. I was just thinking of some ideas that could be done in a very small scale. And I had my two executive producers, Kendra Shanae Chapman and LaRon Davis. They approached me, I want to say in 2021, and asked me if I had some ideas. They wanted to produce a short film, and I had two. This being one of them. It wasn't written yet; it was just sort of an idea. But I pitched it to them, and at this point, I was really fresh out of a relationship, and it was a relationship that was on and off again. And so the development of the idea became even more present and timely for myself for sure. But yeah, my experiences, friends' experiences, just all kind of combined and made this thing.
Great, great. Short film. We know there's a lot. Okay, film, but then with short film, you have to condense. So, how did you do in order to pick which scene and how to tell the story in such a short time?
You know what? This the film, the script was actually a little longer than what the film essentially ended up being. Not too
Okay.
much longer, but just there were a few more scenes in it. Um, but I got some real good advice from a filmmaker friend of mine. He told me, he said, you know, I think your piece is going to be a vibe piece, meaning the storyline that I'm chasing is more of an emotional storyline versus trying to connect plot points. And
Okay.
when I had that conversation, I was like, you know what? Yeah, this film is really about a very sobering conversation that needs to be had. And so from there, I said, well, my job is really to get to that conversation as fast as I can get to it, and allow them to find a resolution immediately after that conversation. And that was kind
Mm.
of how I navigated the rocky terrains of trying to make something that says something big and powerful, but in a very short form.
Regarding the writing and the film itself, okay, this is maybe a spoiler alert, but
Uh-huh.
I'm just talking about a scene, right? So in this scene, which I think it was so clever to do, it talks about the film at some point talks about virtual juxtaposition,
Mhm.
right? And then there's this scene where he's giving his back on the wall, and when she comes out of the not the shower, but the bathroom, her face is on the mirror. And I said, "Oh, okay, I see how you connected the concept and the movie." So tell us about that scene and how it came along.
You know what's so funny, man? Sometimes in film, you have what's called a happy accident. So when I originally was producing this film, we were in a different location, and by nature of us, we had to switch out the actress, and it pushed our production. And so this became a new location. It's that apartment is actually my sister's apartment, and so that is not production design. That is my sister's mirror. And when
Mm.
when I was blocking the scene, I was like, "Oh, the bathroom's right next to this mirror. This has to happen. This is essentially what the film is about, right here." And it's
So you wrote it and it happened naturally.
it was just natural. It was just natural, you know.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, huge headache, having to put up a production 2 times in a row, but, essentially, when that happens, it's like, you know, it's a very divine experience, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, you said the actors you had to switch actresses while shooting.
Yeah.
Is there any more BTS that we could learn?
Oh, I mean, that was a big one. You know, the this film is very it is an intimate film,
Mm-hmm.
and the the script had a bit more intimacy in it, and essentially our first actress, you know, we got to a point where, you know, I think it was a bit uncomfortable for her, and
Mm-hmm.
and we did have a intimacy coordinator, but just in a very honest moment that I truly respect her for. Um, you know, we had to find someone to replace her, and again, just one of those happy accidents because my actress who's in the film, Mackenzie Chen, is just
Mm-hmm.
amazing. She gave a brilliant performance and was just so vulnerable and open to the process, and it just made the story that much better. Um, but yeah, that's it changed everything, man. We had different locations. We were going to do a club scene. It was a different thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. But yeah, I agree. Her work was fantastic for Mackenzie. Um, and you know that's the most what something that I like about movies is that it keeps you engaged and see, okay, what's going
Yes.
on? Oh, and then this film had it. So you make sure you grab your ticket and you watch it because we definitely would like to hear more feedback once you finish it regarding the movie and how you felt after watching the movie. Um, I would like to know definitely what's well, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but if you would like to recommend 3 movies, what would it be? What would they be and why?
Recommend 3 movies just in general?
in general?
Oh, oh my gosh. You know, this is such a, I mean, I've seen so many films. I would say, all right, I'm gonna go this way. Um, I would say I'm going to give the answer that is might be cliche at this point, but Moonlight, fantastic film, and I say Moonlight because um, it's a character piece, so
Mhm.
it knocks that off. It hits that box, checks that box. It's a triptych story told in 3 pieces, and so it checks that box. So it's very creative in that way. Um, I'm going to say that one. I'm going to say, oh my gosh, this is you putting me on a spot here. Uh, Blue Valentine was one of my recs. Just a very emotionally raw film that utilizes flashbacks extremely well. And flashbacks are they're tough. They're a tough trope that's often used, and I think young filmmakers often go to the flashback. And so I,
Okay.
I I would suggest taking a look at that to see how flashbacks could really push a narrative forward. Um, and then, oh my gosh,
You got this.
I'm blanking out on the name of this film I just seen, so I won't even go there. But why not have some fun and see the original Jurassic Park?
Mm,
Big film, commercial film, great story. It's a thrill.
the original Jurassic Park. Okay, okay. Actually, I will be in person at the festival, so I have like a long 5 6 hours to travel. I always need recommendations. I'll be watching. I'll be watching.
Oh, check it out. Check it out. You said Spike Lee too. Let me do a Spike one. Everyone's a lot of people are going to say do the right thing, so I won't say that one, but I will say um 25th hour. 25th
Mm,
hour, watch that one. It has all of the Spike Lee elements in it. Um, Amazing performances and just a great film in terms of tension. I think it's a great
mm,
lesson in tension.
tension.
Mhm.
Okay, definitely. 25 hour. See, so you gave us a bonus. Okay, check, 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 check.
I couldn't leave you with Jurassic Park. We're like, why would I do that? I
You
couldn't
know?
do that.
Oh, well, definitely. I like the mix. I know different themes, and then the solid played with the 24-hour attention. Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay. So going back to about time, if there was one message, one takeaway that you would like viewers to have after watching the film, what would it be?
Me and my executive producers, we always talked about how there's hope in closure. And I think closure is a very scary thing for people to seek because that means that I think a lot of people relate it to loss. You're losing something by closing a
Mm,
chapter. But there's tremendous hope in closure. And I just want my audience to just feel full after watching this thing. A lot of people experience a sense of melancholy, which is appropriate for the film. But I just want you to walk away feeling full, feeling fed.
feeling full, feeling fit. Oh,
Mm.
fantastic. I'm a fan, I have to say, of your work. I went, doing prep for the interview, you got to do a little bit of, digging and see. So I saw Sleepless. I gotta tell you, what a great short film.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, okay, so where this is going, and well, I don't know if I should give spoilers or not, but for people, it's available on your website, right? So
Yeah.
if you have the time, you just make sure you go to Donald's website. We will be putting it right here, and then you can watch Sleepless and that story itself. So I was like, okay, definitely let me thinking about how the big brother was protecting the little brother, didn't know how to um, take on that situation that happened. So yeah, actually, if you can tell us more about Sleepless too, I think this will be like an extra section of the show where we talk about more of your work. If you can tell us about Sleepless.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. This was done a little bit ago. I premiered it in 2013 on HBO, and it's a short about two young brothers, school age kids, who wake up the the morning of their mother's death. You know, that's what they're
Mm,
waking up to, is their mother's untimely death. The older brother understands and knows what has happened. The younger brother, and he's hiding this information from his younger brother, as the younger brother is trying to go into mommy's room and just say goodbye before he goes to school. And that one really was born. Now that one was a direct personal sort of relation. It was born out of a desire of having my big brother back. My older brother, who's 10 years older than me, he passed when I was
mm,
a senior in high school. And so as I was, I did my college journey without him, did my, I made sleep. I think I was like in my mid 20s. And so I was just like, man, I wonder how my life could have been had I had the guidance of my older brother in like these really formative early adult years. When you have a big brother that's 10 years older than you, in your young years, you don't really experience too much life with that individual. Then a bit,
mm, mhm.
he's off living his own life, and
Yeah.
so I feel like there's only a short period of my life where like my interests and my brother's interests aligned, and
Mm,
he was taken so early. And so I made this film just trying to process sort of this feeling of being feeling alone in New York, and it's a foreign city that I was still getting used to, even after my college, even after having spent my college years there, and just feeling like, I wish I had a protector. Wish I
mm, 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 mm.
didn't have to learn all of this myself. And so
Yeah.
that's what that was.
Wow. Well, so by now, definitely, I see how you have this ease to open up and like portraying a personal experience in film. And I think this is something that many upcoming filmmakers struggle with, which is okay. This is my story. How do I tell it, and how to be vulnerable to exposing it to the world and any criticism that may come. So, what advice would you have for them?
You know, I saw I saw an interesting post on Threads. I think it might have been like this morning or something, or maybe late last night, where someone wrote, you have to be bold in your ideas, bold in your successes, and bold in your failures. And she wrote, even if I make even if I make something that someone deems to be trash, it's my trash. And so
Mm,
I thought, I mean, it was just a profound quote to me, because I mean, no one's out to make trash, um, but you just own your art,
mm,
put it out there, be bold in it. You're going to get criticism. It's a part of the game. Um, Professionals who we've been watching for decades, they
mhm.
release a film and people criticize it in the trades, and they go on and they do the next thing. So it's a part of the game. You just have to be bold.
Be bold. Definitely. If you see me this, I'm taking notes. I like to take notes. I like these quotes. You may see it later on as a caption of a picture or something. So fantastic. Be bold in your idea. Successful, and failures. Be bold in your ideas.
Mhm.
Successful. Got it. Excellent. Um, if you would like to know where people can find your work and connect with you, socials,
Oh yeah,
and what's next,
absolutely.
actually, that was the question. Sorry, the question was what's next on your filmmaking career or acting career, and where people can find
So I'm currently directing a feature documentary about um, the Syracuse 8 boycott in 1970.
it.
We began production earlier this year, but it's an ongoing thing. So I couldn't necessarily tell you when to look out for it, since a documentary. But that's what I'm currently working on. And I'm also releasing a 5-hour series that I produced in Dallas called Dallas 2019, directed by Darius Clark Monroe. And that's being released next month on PBS. And then doing this festival journey with About Time. It's early in the journey, and so I'm looking forward to an amazing year, and I'm looking forward to screening with Vancouver International Black Film Festival. I love you guys. In terms of me, follow me IG. That's where I'm mostly present. My handle is @Meekley, MEEKLEY, and then my website DonaldConley.com.
Excellent. We love you back, Donald. Thank you for sharing your story and insights with us today. Don't miss out About Time, streaming online from December 13 to 17. And make sure you grab your ticket at Vancouver International Black Film Festival. This was Beyond the Slate. I'm your host, Sam Leger. Until the next one.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.